Hi everybody, it's Gigabeef here. If you're new, then welcome. I mainly focus on beginner and intermediate tutorials and hints and tips for escape from Tarkov, so please be sure to hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more and help support the channel. I also stream on Twitch most evenings, for which my links are down below in the description. Today we're going to be looking at what I like to call the anatomy of a firefight, where we will look through some interesting engagements to try and extract valuable lessons to improve decision making under pressure. Let's jump straight in with this fight on customs. I'm playing in a duo and we're approaching Big Red from the east side under the train cars.
I'm going
to move across.
Scav was right for...
The engagement begins as I spot someone over the wall. I ADS as I'm thinking about getting a shot off, but my better judgment overrides me here as I realise that I have no cover at all. Shooting back outside of cover is a huge mistake, as my survival chances are greatly decreased. Instead, I move to the next piece of cover that I have available behind the truck. I could have moved back slightly behind the blue container, but I think this way gives a few more options for where to move next, as well I've kind of committed to going this way already, rather than having to turn around and try and find cover behind.
I see him.
That's someone over the wall.
I know.
Now that we have our opponent's head down by returning fire from a safe place, we move into Big Red itself to take up a more tactical position with less angles available to take us on. After getting accosted by two scavs in the corridor, our opposing PMCs decide to announce their presence. Someone outside, that is not good.
There's a grenade.
I decide to move back downstairs to cover the entrances. We know that the PMC is at the train track side, given the angle of the shots and the grenades, and there's no point both of us being up in the office.
I hear him. I see him. Try to get an angle on him.
We start getting taunted by the bare voice lines, but all it does is give his position away from our vantage point to get an angle on him.
Hit him a couple of times.
As soon as our opponent takes some shots, I start to make my move out, given that they will be likely stationary, possibly healing, and also I know exactly where they are. If you have a lock on an opponent's location, being aggressive is usually the best approach if you're coming through cover. I'm gonna run out and try and get him.
He's on the left, looking up at me, I think.
There's another one! Just as we kill our guy, I start taking shots from another location towards the trains. I have no choice here but to make a dash for the customs entrance, as otherwise I'm a sitting duck. Right at the beginning where we came in? I need to heal up a bit. I heal up and some time passes. We decide to move out of Big Red and around the back and see if we can get an angle on this guy. Okay, right, he's out there. As soon as I move out I take some shots. This was probably pretty obvious, so I shouldn't really be surprised. My buddy moves back to the vantage point in the office, and we trap him between an ISO container out in the open. If you have two, having different angles is super valuable to be able to catch people when they don't think they can be seen.
He's behind the blue ISO. Closest to us. Closest to the corner of the building.
Left or right?
He went down the back. I've got right covered if you get left.
Yeah, I got left. Whoa.
Like
He
you.
came out left, I shot at him. Yeah, he came left. Whoa, he just grenaded.
He's behind the blue ISO again.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna go left. I shot at him, he went right.
Yeah, he's moved left. Our guy makes a run for it and we can spot him moving as just a shadow between the two concrete posts on the left hand side. We know where he was going and so we can likely just wait for him to appear at this point. Oh, I can see his feet. I can see his legs. We have a short firefight and I fire a few extra shots until he stops firing back, just to make sure that we kill the guy. Mission accomplished! This next clip is on customs as solo. I'm moving through the trailer park area when I hear a footstep ahead of me and I prepare to battle. My position here is not very good as I don't have any cover. But in the moment I decided that the element of surprise would be more valuable if they hadn't heard me. With the benefit of hindsight and the rain cover, it might have been better to slow move behind the tyres before they'd come around the corner. As a side note, my crosshair position before the fight could have been better and slightly closer to the wall edge, but the reason why it's not over where they might be coming round is because I'm making sure to conceal my laser spot, as that could ruin everything if they see it on their left hand side down the corridor, revealing where I am. We do know there is a second enemy, because there was another footstep to the left that couldn't have been the guy that we killed. I run back to reload and reposition, and get a little bit of lag and clipping issues on the way around for good measure. No, I'm stuck! Ah! Our opponent throws a grenade and I hear them run back. Having placed ourselves behind some very good cover in case we get pushed on, I then guessed that they'd repositioned further back down the road that they'd came from, and hearing no further movement, I decided to move back around the corner. It's actually difficult to know what the best move here is, with the other clear choice being to move hard left and try to flank. However, given that I've got an AK74U, I want to keep nice and close, and that road is really long once you enter back through the corridor at the reverse, which makes me wonder if I can even win if I see them first. Alright, how neither of us died, I have no idea. Some real potato action going on. When we both have to reload, I duck down behind the tyre to grab myself a second of extra time. It turns out I reloaded before they did, and so they've got an extra few rounds that they failed to connect with. This gives me the moment that I need to pop up and pre-fire the corner, just in case, as I know precisely where they are. They should really have tried to run back, because I'm hurt and bleeding and only really dangerous at point blank. Oh man! This next one is a straightforward lesson, but one to always remember. We're back in a duo, and we're just about to head for the exit on customs at ZB1011 at the end of a raid. We hear shots ahead, and as we're moving in, we see movement. That is spicy.
That is just down where we're going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, movement. Try and escape.
After laying some shots down range, we're unsuccessful in taking out our targets. We're not in the best position, so I throw a grenade and use that as cover to move much closer to where my gun is more effective. Throwing a grenade.
Grenade.
Looking back, I would have changed this. I think the only reason why I survive here is that the backdrop of the hill behind makes it slightly harder to spot me, and I'm in an unusual place in the middle with no cover. It's unusual, because to be honest it's bad. But given they peek without shooting, I fire back, but it opens up another opportunity.
Okay.
Going around the other side.
Oh shit, he's...
Got him.
Okay.
Because of the rain, the guy doesn't hear me at all. And this is the lesson here, that it's always worth repositioning and trying to go where your opponent doesn't know where you are. That can turn a fight from a fair fight into an unfair fight. And you always want to be in the position where the fight is unfair for your opponent. In this final clip, I'm running solo on factory in a particularly spicy raid. There's scavs everywhere, shooting from glass tunnel, and all sorts of crazy stuff's going on. I'm trying to orient myself when I hear someone fighting in the stairs entrance to forklifts, and I see their muzzle flash as a graphical glitch through the wall. We can hear the person reloading in that corner, so I'm pretty sure that it's a player, and I'm going to go check it out and see if we can go and kill them. And bingo. This is notable for two reasons. Firstly, if you've been firing for a long time in one position, don't just sit still, like you need to move, other people will hear you. Secondly, if someone is there and they're just sitting there, you can be really aggressive because you know exactly where they are. This has been shown in a few of the other clips as well, but you have such a massive advantage if you know where they are already. When you come around, you can pre-fire, you can already start shooting at them, and they really have to respond to you rather than you to them. So that's all for today. I'm going to be making more of these in future, so let me know what you think and stick around for more. I'll leave you on a question. Do you prefer playing passive or aggressive? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now, and have fun in your raids.